Okay, Holy Father's talking to me. I just did my vocal cord practices and I pray over my body afterwards. I pray over my throat, my vocal cords. And he wants me to share, will you lay down your Isaac? Okay, so there is a person at work that is from another country and was brought here through a marriage. And that person has gone through divorce. And my heart just melted because she looks kind of lost and seems like such a sweet person. So I was, praying Psalm 91, at work, and the Holy Father started talking to me and just melting my heart to help her. So I keep praying, and, like within about a week or so, the Holy Father had gotten me to a point of being willing to lay down my house for her. That's my Isaac. It was my first house, my firstborn, the first house in my name, and it's got all kinds of pretty flowers and stuff. I have a different house. That was an abandoned house that I fixed. That Holy Father opened the door to me when I was in a bad place. And so I said, okay, God, you tell me when to talk to her, what to do. So I came across a purse to help her with because she carries around plastic bags and she's such a beautiful person. It just didn't fit. I felt so awful and I thought she doesn't know our cities. She doesn't know how to get good deals. So I got a purse for her. And I ended up getting blessed back. I got a leather purse for me. So, see, anytime you give to somebody, it'll bless you back. Just know that you'll get blessed back. Thank you, Holy Father, for blessing me. So, I ended up having time alone with her at overtime, and I was able to share with her about my house. She pulled back and she was like, oh, that's a big choice. I mean, I'm offering it to her with no financing, no tax, no interest, straight from the owner. And I offered it $200 a month and told her I was going to work on it before she even walked in. And so, I mean, and a price you can't refuse. It's a house with all the land on it. Everything functions. $10,000. Okay. So you can't miss out on this. The houses all around that house are like $50,000 or more. Okay. So, I ended up bringing the purse to her and I felt kind of funny because she's just like almost like a scared deer, almost like if I couldn't put the feeling to a situation. But when you open your hand and you offer food to a deer, sometimes they'll come take it, but sometimes they're so afraid they'll run. So I felt that way. I gave it to her and I was just giggling because it was in a plastic bag and I said, the purse is the bag, and then I laughed. I said, no, it's the purse inside. So later on in the shift, she basically gives it back to me and says that she doesn't need it. And I said, well, just throw it in the trash if you don't, because it did hurt. And another gal at work caught it and asked what happened, and I explained to her. And she explained to me what she senses about the whole situation. And I said, no big deal. I said, I told her basically I won't be offering my house for sale. If you can't be faithful with a little bit, the word says, if you are faithful with a little, God will make you ruler over much. If she can't be, honorable and appreciative of the little I give her, there's no way I'm going to offer my house to her. This is just not going to happen. So after the fact, I spoke with a friend of mine and I explained to him, what I saw out of it. I told him I feel like I feel like I got my Isaac back, that God, I feel like Holy Father wanted to put the house on the line and test me, because I had told him I wanted that house for abused women. And he told me, well, you said you wanted it for abused women. And, I said, yeah. So that's when he put his dukes up and he said, come on and get in the battle and do it. And so I did. I laid it down. And it ended up that I didn't have to lay it down. He was just testing me to see if I'd lay my Isaac down, to see if who was more important. He was important or the house, because he knows that house is special to me. It's so special to me. I think in song, sorry. Musicians are quirky that way. So, yeah, so I'm going to give that to you. What's your Isaac? What beautiful gifts has God given you that are so precious that you couldn't ever let them go, or you think in your heart you could never let them go, and give them to the Holy Father? Like, truly give them to the Holy Father, not just say it's yours, but truly do some kind of action that offers your Isaac to God. Because it says in the Bible, he's a jealous God. Remember in the last days that he sent his people out to call his chosen people to the marriage supper, and they said they were too busy with all the blessings that he had given them. In other words, their Isaacs had become more important than the one who gave them the Isaacs. And that's exactly what he does not want to happen. What's your Isaac? Is it your house? Is it your kids? Is it your notoriety? Is it your career? Is it your bank account? What's your Isaac? Are you willing to tell him, I give you my Isaac? Because he wants our Isaacs. So, hold on. Uh-oh. Sorry, I lost my screen. I thought it stopped recording. So he wants our Isaacs. I give that to you. That was like a week-long lesson that he gave me. And I had Psalms 91 in my ears the whole time as I felt the Holy Spirit talking to me. Now he's talking to me about something different this week. It's a new challenge. He wants me to face a challenge. But I encourage you to give your Isaacs. Give your Isaacs. What is your Isaac? Do you know what your Isaacs? Do you have many Isaacs? But give it to him. Offer it to him in an action like Abraham did when he was ready to sacrifice Isaac. But he was stopped. The Holy Father was just testing to see, am I more important than the gift I gave you? Because sometimes we idolize the gift instead of worship the gift giver. And we got to be careful. The gifts he gives us are really cool, but they are not bigger than him. They're just the Isaac. They're just one of many gifts that he could give us. But if he sees that we can't lay our Isaacs down, he's not going to give us any more Isaacs. So I encourage you, lay your Isaacs down. That way the blessings can continue to flow. But if you cannot lay your Isaac down, that could put a cog in the wheel where he will not bless you anymore, because that Isaac has become an idol. I leave you with that. It's a lot of food for thought. Truly, truly, still, right now, is still a lot of food for thought, because he's still asking me to lay down more Isaacs. It's not done. My lesson is not done. He's going to keep going. So, mercy, mercy, mercy. Holy Father's a jealous God. Don't have any idols before him. If you want the Holy Spirit to move freely in your life, take all the Isaacs off the way. They cannot be an idol. He will bow to no one and nothing. He will take no second place. He will have first place, because he is a jealous God and he wants to be number one. Why is that? Because he deserves that spot. Because he gave us, he breathed life into us. He created us. He deserves that first spot. So test your spirit. Is there any Isaac in your place? Are there people that take up more time than your time with him? Is there money? What is it? How many Isaacs do you have? Test your spirit. Get all the Isaacs off the way. They are cogs in the wheel. They become idols. They can be. Take the idols down. Take all the the Isaac idols down and put the Holy Father back on the pedestal and back on his throne in your life, and make him number one. Make him above every Isaac. Hard lesson, guys. Good luck.